Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon. I bid to all the panels who will actually listen to this and watch this presentation. And I bid a very good afternoon to my lecturer, Dr. Grace. And I would like to express my gratitude for giving me the chance to actually present for today. So today's presentation, I would like to start by first introducing myself and the topic that I'm going to present. So for today, myself, I am SHERLIATY Binti Saad, and I am the semester 1 for PhD in education from Open University, Malaysia. So the topic that I'm going to do for today is actually the impact of effective educational leadership on school students' performance in Malaysia. So we are in our new norm right now, and as you may see in front of you, you have my picture down below and also the whole size of my poster presentation. So I'm going to present my poster presentation for today. As you may see, we have a few headings that I'm going to go through. We have abstract, research questions, literature review, methodology, findings, conclusion, and you can see a little bit there, reference, and some acknowledgements. So we have it all here in one page. So how I'm going to present is by zooming from one section to another. Let's start. So let me just zoom in for a while on the particular areas that I would like to go for with, so that you can see much more clearer. So we start with the abstract. Ladies and gentlemen, so the purpose of this study is actually to find out the impact of how effective educational leadership on school performance, students' performance in Malaysia. So based on the current studies, most researchers uses mixed mode, which is qualitative and quantitative methods to conduct their research. So therefore, in this research, the data were collected using both qualitative and quantitative method for the mode of interviewing and surveying questionnaire. So the selected participant for this research use convenient sample. There are 6 teachers working for 2 international schools in Selangor, Malaysia. So one of the teacher involved in what we call school administrative level were given the opportunity to have an interview session, whereas for the 5 other teachers were requested to answer a survey questionnaire. So the interview and the questionnaire were selected because the researcher, myself, wanted to further understand on the participants' experience and knowledge on educational leadership and teaching perspective. In addition, it is aimed to provide an insight in assisting to develop ideas, solution, and hopefully hypotheses for future reference. So this method will also used to further analyze the issue that dealt with, which is on one of effective educational leadership models, which is to talk about distributed leadership and the students' performance. So the finding indicates that leaders needs to build high degree of reciprocal trust to negotiate successful the fault line of formal and informal leadership. So it is highlighted that effective leadership and quality teachers are 2 main contributing factors to students' performance. So last but not least, based on the analysis result, related suggestions were given. Okay, so the keyword for the study for today is educational leadership, secondary school management, secondary school teachers, secondary school students' performance. So my research questions came up into 2. Number 1 is, what are the impact of effective educational leadership in teachers, leaders, and school students' performance in Malaysia? And number 2, I'm looking at what are the main factors that contribute to the school students' performance in Malaysia. So we aim to study and to gather information on school leadership and school working culture that influence the students' performance and achievement. So bear in mind, we have 2 research questions. We look at the impacts and then we look at the factors that contribute. Okay, moving on. Let's move on without wasting time. Ladies and gentlemen, we look at literature review. So on educational leadership and development of school teachers can be achieved by continuously professional development program. So transformation of education system through Malaysian educational blueprint play an important role to students and school improvement. So many researchers prove that the term quality of teaching comes from quality teachers is the main factor that relate to students' performance. Muich and Harris, 2007, mentioned about study of three UK schools that indicate teacher leadership was seen to empower teachers and contribute to school improvement through this empowerment, and it spread good practice and initiative generated by the teachers. So few programs have also established by Ministry of Education, MOE, to enhance the quality of leadership and teachers. So MOE collaboration ensure the quality and curriculum teachers are able to upgrade and deliver the kind of quality. So let me just divert you a little bit into this one small section over here. So this is the figure of 7 element of distributed leadership, which was actually conducted or created by James P. Spillane, 2016. So the here we look at how there are 7 definition or 7 dimension of distributed leadership. As you can see, everything are in a circle, in a bubble. It works together. So you cannot be working just one of it. It has to come as a whole. So we have the school organization, vision. We go with vision first. From vision, we have the organization, we have the instructional, we have the artifact or the materials, we have the teacher's leadership, we have the principal leadership. And it creates a culture that come towards having the same objective to improve the students' performance. All right, so let us move on back to our wording. So we move on to the methodology. So we are here. So ladies and gentlemen, the methodology for today, we're going to look at, first we talk about the objective. Remember, we have 2. One is on the impact, and then we have another one is on the factors. Okay, so we look into the impact. All right, so the objective of this research was to see the impact of educational leadership on Malaysian students' performance and improvement. So you can see here the methodology of this study is a mixed mode. As you can see very well here, quality and quantitative research method, and the method used by the researcher was on individual interview and distribute of questionnaire. All right, so as a researcher, both methods are able to use to gain and obtain understanding of effective educational leadership among teachers and leaders in Malaysian students' performance and achievement. So the sample size for this research is small, which involve one of the teachers and involve this teacher to be a management level in a private school in Subang Jaya, Malaysia. So for quantitative research method, the questionnaire will distribute to 5 respondents for secondary school teachers, and the 2 schools were allocated in Klang Valley, Malaysia. So based on non-probability sample and purposive sample, whereby the main focus was on secondary school teachers, which were at the management administrators level. So the data collected, if you can see very clearly here, we have 5 participants, remember, on the questionnaire. And then we have male 2 and female 3. And the number of them are actually, yes, so they were ranged between 35 to 95 years old. And the participants were volunteers, and most of them were recruited via electronic mails. As for the qualitative samples, there's only 1 person, a female teacher, 28 years old. Okay, so data analysis. All respondents agree that effective educational leadership among management and administration staff will give a big impact on the students' performance. Meanwhile, 1 respondent felt that effective educational leadership not in one of the contributing factor for students' performance. At the same time, 2 respondents agree more than and effective leadership, quality teachers are also one of the main contributing factors. Yeah. All right. So we move on to the findings. So here are focus on towards the qualitative findings. If you see from the dialogue given here, okay, I extracted from the interview transcripts. So let me just read for you. All right. For me, the educational leadership is educational styles that can be practiced or implemented by the leader for their management of the school. So educational leadership is a tool that can be practiced by the leader to promote effective management and influence others to achieve the missions and visions of the school. So educational leadership and principles need a wide range of skills, knowledge in the management and also leadership in order to ensure the outcome of the students and overall school improvement. So from the statement itself, it is proven and supported by Alma Harris 2011 on implication of the role of principal. So it is suggested that principal needs to relinquish power and authority, that this is an inevitable swift away from leadership as position the leader as interact with the principal that needs to build a high degree of reciprocal trust to negotiate successful fourth line of formal and informal leadership. So interviewees support the same research mentioned on the school leadership role is determined by the students' outcome and school effectiveness. So therefore, a school leader also needs to play their role in educational leadership in terms of enduring and how to influence or guide others for better performance and achievements. So from this interview itself, you can see very well there needs some sort of like process of the delegations of work, decision making, and shared responsibility. So this is the element of distributed leadership comes in. You can see that these are the the elements of that kind of principle or that kind of leadership. So the best way to create more leadership in the organization, all right, this should be the way. So the successful of the school can be determined with more leaders, more quality teachers will be trained for the school organization to play their role in achieving the mission and the vision. So moving on to the second factors, all right, factors that contribute towards teachers' performance. So the interviewee defined the collaborations of the leaders, teachers, and parents and society plays an important role to ensure the achievements. You can see the dialogue here. Yes, I do agree. Effective educational leadership is one of the factors that can be contribute towards successful or students' outcome. However, for the school organization, we will need more of input or collaboration from the teachers, parents, and the society or communities. Each individuals need to know their role and play their role to ensure that we can improve the students' performance. So we ended the interview session by asking the interviewee the impact of inefficient educational leadership towards students' performance. So she highlighted that inefficient leadership and management can lead to demotivate teachers and students. So she believes supporting and effective leaders can create happiness, motivation among the staff, and can lead and drive the staff to work even better. So we conclude, all right, we conclude today's topic with the leadership among school leaders in Malaysia should also transform to new models for better improvement. The leadership should be changed from traditional leadership to more effective leadership style to meet the challenge of new generation, societal needs, unexpected challenges, issue which each society may encounter. This will come with natural disasters, disease outbreak like COVID-19, and globalization needs. So therefore, in leadership itself will contribute to create more leaders with their involvement in decision making. And effective leadership, educational leadership plays an important role as it in educational setting and can meet societal needs and find solution with unexpected issues and challenges and still strive for it. As I go towards the end of my posters project, I have my reference and my acknowledgement. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this journey, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to actually present to you today. I end with Assalamualaikum and thank you very much.